everybody, so this is the very requested crossplay tutorial video, and I just called it crossplay. It's crossplay, as in two different words put together. And what that means is that you're essentially going from one gender to another in your style and the way you're going to appear. Here's how I do it. So this is not the only way to do it, but here's how I do it. Step 1, look at your body type. Basically, you're going to identify what features you have to work with and what features you don't. So my strengths are my narrow hips and my broad shoulders, as well as I have a square jaw on the bottom. Where I lack and my weakness points are I have a softer middle, I have a fairly large chest, and I also have a bit of a double chin and softer features on the top of my face. So we can balance these things out by adding things or taking away things. So for me, I need to figure out a way to bring these down, and I need to figure out a way to define the top of my face using a wig or a certain cut on it. So we're going to move over to phase 2, modifying your body shape. So the biggest thing you're going to need for crossplay is a binder. Binders are a safer way of compressing your chest to make it look flat for a male figure. This one's from Underworks, and it is a double paned full shirt, which works for me because I get to soften my midsection, as well as I get to pat down those. Occasionally, if you have a bigger stomach and it's going to hurt, this is called a half tank. It's made with the same kind of compression on the top, but the bottom part is stretchy cotton. This is also good if you have hips. If you have hips that fan out, a compression shirt is just going to roll up. If you get something like a half tank, you're going to be able to still have a smooth middle, but you're not going to have the compression happening on your hips, and it won't be as uncomfortable. So we're going to put this on.
Disclaimer, do not get the ones from eBay. They are not chest binders. They are stomach tuckers that are being marketed as chest binders. You will not be able to breathe in them.
Mm-hmm. Additionally, this is $30. With shipping for us in Canada, it's $20 additional, so it comes to $50. But if you buy one of these, it will last you an entire year, especially if you wear it frequently. I can tell you right now that with filming previous, I've worn it at least twice a day in a week span for over 3 hours at a time. I can't vouch for a full use for your female to male transition, but I can vouch that these are fantastic in the short term. Hang tight over here. Okay, everybody's not going to get offended if I take off my bra for a sec. Hopefully the internet won't get mad. Okay, there we go.
Look at that back though.
Oh man, oh man.
That swimmer back.
That swimmer back, that's totally soft right now. All the cake that I like to consume. Oh, okay. Again, not getting into trouble on YouTube for showing anything off.
No, you could cross off getting naked on the internet off your bucket list.
I don't know, man. I've still got a couple ways to go. So I have to kind of adjust myself, and what I do is I usually just press in and move to the sides. Or, you know, not a good idea to double up on binders, but you can take your binder, if you don't mind, and shove it up for photo shoots. Very short term.
What's another good thing is when you notice that a lot of your boob is gathering in the center, is reaching through your armhole and pulling your nipple up to your armpit. That's how drag queens or drag kings do it.
Yeah, I can't do that because there will be considerable stuff.
You'll actually have nipples on your armpit.
I'll actually have nipples on my arms, so I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so tuck this into your pants. Again, you're gonna see my extreme lack of shading. Okay, and what I'm wearing right now is I went to the men's section to get these pants. For most females with hips, this might not be a possibility for you, but you can always try. I can get it because, again, my bone structure is pretty narrow in this area. And if you can't afford a binder, a sports bra is your best option. And make sure that you keep your clothes super baggy so that your two distinct lumps look like one. Overall, that's your goal. Also, posture helps. You have to carry yourself higher. If you slouch, you create a bend here.
With sports bras though, get ones without padding and get one a size or two smaller than the ones you would wear for support when you're working out.
Okay, so bringing us back to the shop in the men's section point. Get yourself a shirt that's going to fit you well. This is, of course, your trial and error. Do not be afraid of thrift stores and going in there. People might stare at you, but best news is most women can wear unisex clothing. So this is how my basic outfit is going to be for this tutorial, and we are going to cut right now so I can show you how to do the top part of the area. Okay, so if you have longer hair like I do, you have to use a wig cap, and you definitely want to secure things. So what I do is I get a hair elastic and some bobby pins, and I do a very loose ponytail so I don't have a big bump in the back. So slick it back. That's all you need, just twice. I flip my hair up. You can also braid it and then secure it with a pin. If you were going to do this for a convention, you would also take gel or additional pins and pin back your hair on the sides as well as the back for any flyaways, and you can do a bit more pinning on the actual ponytail itself so it sits flat. Your wig cap should go on right on your neck, and then you stretch it up. If you do not have the money for a wig cap and or you don't get one with your wig, you can take pantyhose, cut it up, and make the same kind of ring. So, as soon as you have your face and your hair pulled back, it's time for makeup before you actually put on your wig. Okay, so what's going to set you apart from the rest of everybody is your definition makeup. There are tons of tutorials out there, and I'll link you to 2 below that I quite enjoy, but I'm very lazy when it comes to makeup. If I were a male in real life, I would not even bother, so this is the most I even do as a female. Choose a color that's close to your skin tone and a little bit darker than that. Because I'm uber pale, I can't go with browns, so I usually go with something that's closer to a gray color. But if you have normal skin tone, it's typically brown. So this is going to be like war paint. I'm not going to show you the full process, but basically you want to take your definition makeup and you're going to do your nose to narrow it in. So it's just 2 strikes, and at that point you'd blend it out. Then you're going to do your cheeks, suck it in, and don't go all the way up. Angle it so that it's straighter. And pull down when you blend. Don't blend upwards, pull down. So let's just do the other side so I don't look uneven. Okay. I like to create a widow's peak to add a little bit more shading, so I always do 2 blotches kind of up here in a square form. And then go from your ear down and strike across. So make first a bold line before you blend it out along your jaw. So strike, down, strike. Down, strike, down, strike. And I'm doing this without glasses and a mirror, so, well, without a big mirror. So just excuse me if it's a bit off center. I like just to create a little bit more definition in my mouth area, so I put one right where my lips are. But be careful, don't get yourself a Hitler stash like this. And then one in the chin, because I already have a butt chin, but I just like to emphasize it a bit more. So war paint style, this is what you do for definition makeup. Then you would blend it out with your foundation, and then you basically, last step is to fill in your eyebrows. I'm lucky enough not to have to do much with my eyebrows, but for that you get an angle brush, you put it in the eyeshadow that you want, or you use a crayon, and you want to basically square them. And I'm going to do mine with white because we're going to put on a white wig. So we want to match up your eyebrows and also leave an eyebrow matching up color tutorial for better color. So instead of having the round peak, you want to just create a couple extra strands to make it square. Then you would pull it out on the bottom. Never do the top part unless you really want to thicken. And because I have a natural point, I usually take the point and I pull it down as well. Never go downwards into an arc. Try and strike it outward instead. However, that's for a more natural looking male. If you want to go for your kabuki style, whatever Japanese one for anime characters, then this is definitely not the tutorial you should be watching. We have contacts in, wig on, hair's tucked away, binders on, definition makeup's on, and men's clothes are on. We're going into details now. So one thing that I like to do is I actually pack. So I create a dick, and I think that it helps you walk. So you're consciously standing a little bit more wider. So what I do is I literally take 3 socks, one of which is super long, and I'll put them apart and stuff them in to the longer one. And then once I have both in and kind of spread out, I'll take the long sock and I'll fold it back so that I have this kind of shape. It's thick, and the reason for that is because typically if you have a dick, you also have balls. So take a safety pin that to your underwear, and basically you can put it like so that it's hanging off your whatever you have. And that's one thing you can do to improve. The second thing is you have to work on vocals. And vocals are a lot like singing. So if I talk like this typically, very excited and very high and very sing-songy, for my voice, for male-wise, it's a bit lower and more in my throat. And that's taken me quite a long time, and it actually started in high school when I was 14. I really didn't like this way I sounded when I sang. I just thought it was super annoying, so I dropped it. And now it's a kind of a permanent drop. But you can work on that by treating it like a singing voice. So dick sock for walking, lowering your pitch for singing. Another thing to do is you have to remember, because men have built muscle structure a little bit bigger than women in some cases, angle your arms outward and your fists as well. And that will give you the illusion of having pectorals that are wider. So when you walk, you'd step forward and your arms follow, kind of like a gorilla. So those are my steps to kind of going with crossplay, and hopefully you found this video helpful. If not, you know, I'm sorry. And have a good time trying it yourself.
So manly.